Hey, it's happy hour. I'm DJ J Brand with Pioneer DJ. It's a big day. It's a revolutionary day. By now, you've all heard. I know you're excited. We've got two new products. We have this, the Ddj Rev1, which I'm going to go into detail on in about 4 or 5 minutes. And then we have the bigger one that I think you're even more excited about, the Ddj Rev7. Spinning platters, S7 mixer in the middle. It's an amazing piece. So I want to welcome all of you to the Pioneer DJ Happy Hour. If you need to get in touch with us on any of our social media, as always, it's at Pioneer DJ USA. The Rev1 in front of me, the Rev7 coming up. But it is happy hour, and it is a new year. Happy New Year to everybody. So with the new year, we've decided we're going to go to some cups now. So we'll be cheering you with cups. This could be water. This could be something else. But until somebody from Truly or White Claw contacts me, I'm just going to be doing the PDJ. So I will reach over here to my producer, JP. And it's the new year. And boom, just like that. Take a quick sip. There we go. Okay. Let's dispense with the amenities. It's a new year. Hopefully everyone made it through. New Year's Eve seemed kind of mellow this year, but that's okay. There's a lot going on. I don't want to dwell on the bad. We only want to talk about the good. The good is that 2022 is shaping up to be a really good year, at least in the SoCal area. People in the Northeast are telling me, down south. I'm hearing it from everybody. So in the comments, let us know how your 2022 bookings are looking, how events are looking. Is it the wedding market that's hitting? Which markets are hitting? How things are going? The other thing is I'm expecting this to be a lot of question show. So I'm really going to kind of promote our 2 question breaks. In a minute or two, I'm going to go into the Rev1. Then we're going to break for some questions about the Rev1. Then we're going to have PJ come on. When PJ comes in, he's going to do a whole setup on the Rev7. Once he's done, we're going to bring Pulse and PJ back in, and we're going to go over question and answer on not only the Rev1, but the Rev7. Then if you have other questions we can answer, let us know. Of course, in the chat, if you have suggestions for future shows, we'd love to hear them. You know, we did a show recently on the RX3, really good show. We had great response on that, and I'm hoping that today we have the same sort of thing. This kind of came out of nowhere. There was some rumors and things like that, which hopefully you all realize you cannot believe. At Pioneer DJ USA is where you're going to get the truth. You're going to know exactly what we're launching, how we're launching it, when we're launching it, when it's available, what it costs, the whole 9 yards. You're wasting time watching, you know, loudmouth DJs from around the country and certain areas of states that have NJ in it ramble on about what it might or might not be. So we want to set you straight and give you all the information to answer all of your questions. So that said, let's start right here. This is one of the 2 controllers that we launched today, January 13th. This is part of our DDJ controller line for Serato. This one is Serato Lite, but it also will work with Serato DJ Pro. If you upgrade to Serato DJ Pro with this controller, the Ddj Rev1, you actually unlock more pad modes. So that's a benefit. But just out of the box, this thing is incredible. When this was first given to me, realizing that it's different. And when you see Rev, you think, oh, revolving. No, think revolutionary, because it's really the first time I've ever seen a controller at this price point. This is $259. Come out with so much on it for battle style DJs. We've always told DJs when they started, we want you to feel comfortable in the Pioneer DJ ecosystem, which is the CDJ world. So everything is lined up from a DDJ 200 on up, so that you can flex up towards a CDJ 3000 and feel right at home. You know where everything is, all the button, the layout, the platter, everything. This is the first time we're breaking away from that, because we've listened to you, the DJ, say, what about us open format battle style DJs that want to compete someday? And we want to find ourselves comfortable as we grow with where we want to go. Maybe we want to go to PLX 1000s and turn them sideways and go into battle mode. Or maybe we'd like a bigger battle mode controller. So we decided we'd give you not only an introductory way to get there, but almost a practice backup to the larger Ddj Rev7. So as you can see immediately, Platters are bigger than you would see on something like an SB3 or a DDJ-400. These are 5.5 inch. Starting up here at the top, and I apologize because I'm doing this backwards. Up here on the top, you have your pitch fader. In a battle style where you take a turntable and turn it 90 degrees, your pitch fader will be up at the top, which means where you would normally have a play button right here, that's been moved over here. So we have that play button there because it lays out that way. Coming over here to the middle, and again, this is an introductory piece at $259. You not only have 8 pads, but you have toggles on or off or hold for your effects. So crossfader here, 2-channel, queuing. Coming over here, you have hot cues, standard hot cues. You have auto loops. You have tracking scratch. Tracking scratch is a big one. Tracking scratch, I want to get back here to my scratch sample. So with tracking scratch, you have 6 options, and what they'll do is they'll actually cut the crossfader for you. So if you're like me, you're new to scratching and you want to kind of learn more of what you need to do, you can go in and hit one of the buttons with a scratch sample, and what will happen is it will mimic having the crossfader cut for you. So if I go to another one, even though I'm not changing my movement, the way the scratch is coming out is. I haven't changed anything, but with each button, it emulates a different style cut on the crossfader, whether it's a crab, a chirp, a baby scratch. And it's a big help for those that want to get into this and decided not to go, well, what am I wasting time learning on something I'm not going to use down the road? If this is the style you want, this is the way to go with it. So again, that's a big thing, the tracking scratch option. Again, you now mimic both decks, and then you have your effects. You can actually utilize those. Let's say I want to do a scratch, but I want to bring in an effect. I can toggle on and hold it. Let go, it kills. Reverb. Little phase flange. Or I can push up. When the light's lit, that stays on. And I can add those to a scratch. So come over here, we have sampler. We can pretend we're getting rated. We're getting rated, so we've got that. You can go into the software. This comes with Serato DJ Lite. But as I said, you can you can open more scratch effects once you come in and get Serato DJ Pro. Once you come over here to the side, you see everything is lined up the way you'd expect it as far as trims, high, mid, low, and it mimics the other deck. On the back, this is all bus powered, RCA outs for the master, and microphone in. One of the cool things, especially if you're into streaming, the microphone goes through the software. So what that means, if you want to go into Twitch, do a stream set, your microphone will get picked up while you're streaming with Serato DJ Lite. So that's a big thing. You don't need a secondary mixer to run a microphone, because as a lot of you know, the sound card off the controller is what's sending the information into Twitch and other streaming platforms. So a lot going on here. Really a nice form and function, very lightweight, very easy to work around, and something that, again, being bus powered, you just need a laptop to power it. You can go off, do whatever you'd like, practice. 5.5 inch platters really work well. It's big enough that it's comfortable, especially when you look at the Rev7 shortly with PJ. That one's a 7 inch platter. So you're not off by that much. So there is a certain level of comfort on this. If you didn't see it, DJ Jazzy Jeff did a set on this that we launched, I think this morning. Check that video, amazing. So that's in a nutshell what we've got going on here with this, with the new Ddj Rev1. What I'd like to do now is, we're gonna, like I said, I know there's gonna be a lot of questions and I wanna make sure we have time for those questions. I don't wanna blow those off. So I'm gonna get PJ and Pulse. We've got both of them on the show today. We're gonna bring them both in, see what questions are coming up in the chat on the Ddj Rev1 and other questions. If it's Rev7, we can always look at Rev7 as well, but I'd really rather wait till we do the demo on the Rev7. But if there are Rev7 questions, I'm going to more than live with getting those asked. Pulse, I see you up there, sir. Give you a quick.
How you doing, buddy?
How are you?
Yeah, great launch on this. Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah. The of course, there's some comments coming in about the Rev1 about This is great because it's now like a DDJ 400 open format for that size controller. Fantastic. I totally agree. The question again, how much was it, Jay?
$259, which I find, by
259
the way, I
US
didn't mention,
pesos.
up here on the top, these two buttons, when lit, this is a 4-deck controller. I can control decks 3 and 4. Even though it's a 2-deck layout, these buttons up here allow me to toggle in Strato DJ Lite to decks 3 and 4. So now I've got 4-deck control from this. And, you know, we both work in the world of professional DJing, and we understand how much equipment costs and how things are. For $259, this is probably one of the greatest values I've seen in our business in a long time. I mean, this reminds me of the DDJ XP1 in the value world, you know?
Definitely, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's one of those pieces where, you know, even as a secondary backup unit, I think this is priced competitively so that you could get in there and have this as, you know, for guys who are outperforming, $259. I mean, that's if you're a mobile DJ making a good bank at a wedding, that's just a small sliver of your fee. But yeah, I mean, for somebody who's just starting out as well, it's not going to take away all of your cash. You can get started with something great.
And you maintain that backup piece. And just the ability to practice, to take this out of a backpack, plug it into my laptop, put on some headphones, and be able to practice and get my set together, make a new crate, do whatever I need to do. That's worth its weight in gold. And the track scratch is amazing. I've got, you know, auto loops. You know, it gives you enough of the foundation of being a great DJ with the tools and allows you to take your talent and really explore that. And I think, you know, as you and I know, the ecosystem of DJing tends to be cue and play on the left, platter, pitch on the right, looping on the top left. That's an ecosystem that we've all worked within. This really puts it on its head and changes it, but it changes it in a way that I think is going to invite DJs to explore their own sort of direction and not feel excluded from, well, I've seen these guys that amaze me by doing this scratching stuff. How can I get involved in that? This is a great gateway into that community, I think.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a question from Mike Rodriguez on Facebook. He says, when will both be available?
That's a great question, Mike. The DDJ Rev1 will be available later this month. The exact date in this month, I do not have for you. We will, of course, at Pioneer DJ USA, you're on our Facebook page. We will tell you exactly when these come out. I would contact your dealers. If you go to pioneerdj.com, you can click on Find a Store, find a dealer near you where you can pre-order this, but this will be available this month. Later on, we'll be looking at the DDJ Rev7, which I am, to understand, we're looking at late February. Now, again, late February, what date that is, we will, at Pioneer DJ USA on all of our social media, let you know anything we can. But I would certainly do my best to get out my credit card and start hitting up my dealers and say, I need to order one of these or both of these. And
yeah, given the current supply chain issues, I'd say contact the dealer, put down a reservation or a deposit, and say I want to get in line. Because, you know, just looking at the chatter on social today, people are making reservations. Somebody said I made mine at 7 a.m. They got up right away and they called their dealer when they first opened and made a reservation for one. And you know that the first batch, when they come in, that's going to be a small delivery because of supply chain issues. As soon as that next set comes in, it's going to be down the road. we're going to see that one sold out as well.
No, and you know, we can't with any great confidence say this will end. We expect it and hope and a certain sense know that this will get better with time. But until that time comes, until this supply chain is completely back to where it could and should be, you've really got to move quickly. I got a text this morning from somebody that's like, got to talk to you later about these two. They look awesome. I've ordered 5. I mean, that's one person hitting me up at, 8 o'clock in the morning. I can only imagine that there's a lot of those ordered 5s out there. So if it's something that you know is going to better your career, better your performance, better your skill set, I would certainly want to get them as quickly as I could.
Now, Jay, there was a question that came in that was asking about the connection for USB in streaming. Now, there was something that is unique about the microphone on this one. You want to tell our viewers what makes this one sort of a next level, an evolution of the controller for the DJs?
Well, and here's the thing. If let's say you're streaming with, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're using OBS to stream to Twitch. You go in as your audio capture, and with a controller, something like I use the XZ. Once the XZ is plugged in, I can go in and pick that out. But if I'm using Serato, I can also use Serato's capture by going into my settings and clicking make available for audio streaming. But with some controllers that are bus powered, they don't send the microphone over the USB line. With this one, they do. So if you had a Flex 6, you wanted the microphone to go into streaming, you may have to go around it because it's not going to head it through USB through the software. This is different because this will actually send the microphone over USB through Serato. So if I were to go home tonight and Twitch streaming, I'd have my microphone as well as my controller. I wouldn't need a secondary USB device to bring the mic signal in. So that makes this a really different breed. Because I can tell you, having had to call Pulse up and go, how come I can't get my mic to work on my Twitch channel? When I found out this was going to include that, I know how valuable that is, because now, again, everything is included. You're not now going to a secondary mixer. You're not then sending signals in and around and all that. So
it makes it a lot cleaner and a lot easier for those who are beginners at this as well.
Yeah. Yep. No, it does so much. And, you look at it, and a couple days ago, I got inquiries, as we all did, about, oh, the pricing, what's it going to be? And when I asked people to give me a guess, they were way off. So its value really speaks for itself. This is really a beautiful piece for that price and what it's able to do for people, because it is going to be a huge benefit. You're not lugging gear out, setting it up in your office, green screening and this and that. You could be in the car, go online, same laptop, open OBS, go to Twitch, plug it in, stream. So that's a big benefit.
Indeed. Hey, before we jump over to PJ, I just want to hit another question, not necessarily related to these new Rev controllers. Twitch, Krakow FPV asked, when will the 1000s be back in stock in the US? And much like every single thing, including toilet paper, supply chain.
Yeah, we can. Man. Oh, I'm being raided. We're being raided. Welcome, Raiders. Being raided. Force of habit. Sorry, I'm on Twitch too much. Sorry. Yeah, you know what? If we could give you a solid date, we would. It's in our best interest to make all of you happy. We see you at shows. We see you on social media. We want everybody to, peace and love. We just don't have the dates. I will tell you this, and I say this with 100% confidence and assurity. I know for a fact gear is coming out. And by that, I mean, I have seen the photos of dealers around the country posting 1000 SRTs that they have received, and all of them went right out because they're pre-ordered. So the best advice that Pulse and I can give you is, if you have not pre-ordered one, order it. Because if you're in that line is being fulfilled. It's just not going at the speed that you and I would both like it to. And for that, I mean, if we can get a dinghy and Pulse and I can go out to a ship and they pay us to bring them back in, we'll do it. I mean, I'm the worker. I'll do it. So sorry if that's not the answer you're looking for, but I promise you we are doing our best to get you the gear as fast as we can.
Thanks, Kyle, for that support. Hold the line. That's right.
Yeah, Toto. There we go.
All right, Jay. I think we're ready. Everyone wants to see this this other thing that PJ is going to present to us.
Suspense long enough.
Yeah, we don't want to keep the fans waiting. They're drooling. They're salivating. They want to take a tasty bite of this morsel of goodness. Let's give them the meat.
I completely understand. So this would be a good time for me to give a little speech that I've been planning to give. It's about 15 minutes. I just want to talk about the industry. or we could bring in PJ, the incredibly busy lightsaber boy from the cold Iowa area. Just be
How
yourself.
You doing, guys?
Just be yourself. Just do you. So,
How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
All good. What's up, Pulse?
Hey man, I'm happy to see you on the show and excited to see your demo of this this fantastic new controller.
Yeah, I am too.
For sure.
You know, I have on the record I've played with it, and I'm not a scratch DJ, but boy, I think I might be. This, as controllers go, this is one of the best pieces I've played on. I'm very fortunate and grateful that over my career I've played on everything that Pioneer DJ has produced. You know, everyone knows me for my XDJ XZ, and I love that. I really do. But man, this thing is a beast. Sound quality,
Indeed.
responsiveness, layout, everything about it is just so good. So, because you're the scratch DJ guy in the group, I'd like to turn the whole screen and show over to you and let you talk about this. Give us everything you have on it that you think fans need to know, but also things that over time, because I know you've had one for a while, you've been involved in this. So I'd love to get that inside PJ stuff, not the crazy Chewbacca stuff, but just the DDJ Rev7.
Never gonna let him down.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to turn things over to my man, PJ, and take it away, buddy.
All right, awesome. Let me just put this on the screen. Okay, so this is the DDJ Rev7. Let me just fix this little caption graphic right here. So there we go. Okay, so first things first, it's a 2-channel DJ controller for Serato DJ, the first professional DJ controller to house the battle style layout. So a battle style layout meaning it's rotated 90 degrees if it were to be a turntable, where with the play pause right here and the tempo control up here. Now there's some advantages. There's some advantages to using it with the controller, because I know some people, the reason for battle style is to keep the tone arm out of the way, but even for the controller, it keeps the tempo slider away from being too close to the volume fader so you don't accidentally confuse the two. And what's awesome about being in battle style is it's symmetric between the center of the mixer to the distance of the center of the wheels. So it's equal distance, which makes juggling and manipulating more comfortable. So what we did here was we created a new motor. So designed a brand new motor, and it houses a 3.5 LCD display inside the motorized jog wheel. And one of the cool things about this platter is the fact that you can take it off and replace the slip sheets that it comes with. You can put a felt one, you can make one and put it in there, and you can see the LCD display just right under there. And let me just line this up. There we go. And then it just comes right back on. Really easy to replace. And the LCD shows you different display modes. We got waveform view, which allows you to see a parallel waveform of what you have on the other side, which makes beat matching easier. And also lets you see your scratches, so that way you don't have to try to manipulate between two LCD screens. Now, waveform mode's not the only display mode. We got virtual deck, which shows you all your information that you see on Serato. You got your album artwork, and also you could put your DJ logo right in here if you wanted. So if you have a custom DJ logo, just a reminder to everyone who's trying this, because I know that some folks have asked me, you have to have Serato off in order to put your logo in there. So next, we have a section up here. It's called Instant Scratch. What Instant Scratch is, it's basically 4 built-in scratch sounds that are built into the hardware of the controller, so that way you don't need the laptop to be able to pull these out. So here are some of the sounds. And one of them's a beat. And the latency on this is actually faster than DJ software at its fastest. So if you wanted to just practice, you can practice without the laptop. And what's cool about Instant Scratch, while you can't really change the Instant Scratch sounds, you can turn off Instant Scratch and you have a set of 4 pad modes that are independent from the pad modes that are on the mixer section. Up here, you can hit the first 4 hot cues or save loops or scratch bank. And I'll show you how you can use this really creatively with the mixer section's pad modes. Now, getting to the mixer section, we have a Magvel Fader Pro, the same one that's on the S11 and the S7. And then moving up the line, we got the performance pads that are independent. And what's cool about these performance pads is they're even independent from the Instant Scratch performance pads. So say you wanted to go into Scratch Bank and you want to cycle through multiple different tone play techniques. I could go to the next song really quickly. So now you can tone play really, really quickly because you have your triggers for 4 scratch banks up here while you're just keeping this on hot cue. So let's go back to where we were. And then up here we have our effects section. It's familiar, just similar to the S7 and S11. And there's 22 hardware beat effects with 4 new ones built in there. And then in the EQ section, we have 2 separate arrays for trim and filter with the EQ section right here. So it's easy to be able to identify without looking. And this is a 2 USB port DJ controller, so you can definitely use 2 laptops. So if you're at the club, say there's a lot of places now that have DJ controllers at the club. The pass on to the other DJ, the handoff, is going to be less awkward because you just need 1 USB per laptop. So you could just keep going. Or if you're a mobile DJ, you can have your secondary backup laptop ready to go, just in case maybe something happens, overheat, crash, whatever. You know, computers can be unpredictable, but having a second one ready to go means you can just play right away if something happens. So, and that's what we got for the Rev7. And Jay?
Yes, that was awesome. That was awesome. Now, I know we're going to get questions, but what I've got questions about that maybe you could show right now and kind of demo a little bit is as far as I know you can use 2 different sets of pads on 2 different decks. Would it be okay if I brought you back to full screen for a minute or 2 and you just kind of showed the interplay of what that's like? Because I think a lot of DJs that maybe come from the world of standard controllers where they're doing the same thing on both sides, this is going to be a new reality. If they're not familiar with the S11, S7, where they're able to do that, this is, again, you got to realize this is looking at me as a DJ who's always been very excited about controllers, getting into something that's now much more scratch oriented. So how is that going to benefit me as a DJ that I can do, let's say, hot cues on deck 1 where I want to do something cool with, you know, for me, right off the top of my head, if I'm doing wedding introductions on deck 1, but I want to do something cool on deck 2, can you kind of just show the interplay of that a little bit? I know you did with the play, but if you could do it with, like, let's say another example, just, you know, a couple minutes of that would be great.
Well, we got the sampler. I mean, the cool thing about it is it lets you achieve 2 pad modes per deck independently because you have one up here and one down here. And I was showing how to use scratch bank with the hot cue. You could, you know, like pull that up, but it doesn't have to just be that. I mean, whatever pad mode you're in over here, whether it's your sampler, let me just check what samples I got because we don't want to accidentally do any curse words. I actually got some of the scratch samples on my sampler. But basically, if you wanted to just keep your pad mode on something that you're going to be performing on, but then be able to pull up your something else up here, or just keep them separate, you basically have a way to have 4 total pad modes simultaneously between the two. So like, for example, I got hot cue up here, roll here, save loop here, and then scratch bank up here. 4 different pad modes. That simple. And it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. A total of 12 pads per deck. So that's you have basically you have a bigger palette of pad modes.
Okay. Bring me in.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, okay. It's such a new thing that even I was messing around with it, and I'm going to mess around with a little bit more because I have to expand what's available to me as tools go. And I think this is where the 2022 season is going to really get changed up, because a lot of DJs who have contacted me are coming from SX, even the XZ market. We're broken down into, we have these 2 sections. This is what we're standardized and accustomed to, but this is really throwing things on its head for us. The DJs that have already come through with the S7, S11, the S9 guys and gals, they're like, oh, this is how I'm going to utilize all this. And I think a lot of us that aren't from the turntablism world have kind of always been a lot apprehensive to look down that road. But I'm looking down it with a lot of joy and excitement that, wow, this is going to really change the way I can deliver the product to my customers, whether it's a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a 16th, it doesn't matter what the event is. You're utilizing your skill and talent with the tools you have in front of you to do the best job you possibly can. So I'm super excited about expanding upon that. You're gonna be getting phone calls from me. I got to remember, wait, 2 hours ahead of me or 3 hours?
2 hours. We're 2 hours.
I got to remember not to call you like when it's 1 a.m. for me and be like, yo, what do I do with this? So I got to make sure I'm good on that.
No, for sure.
This is the part of the show that I think is going to be the longest segment, and that's the questions about the DDJ Rev7, because I genuinely think this is groundbreaking in what it's doing. It's not the first piece in the world like this. I think it is by far the best piece in the world like this, and I think it's going to certainly change a lot of DJs' opinions about looking at this moving forward. I mean, as I've made it very clear, I'm not the scratch DJ guy, but I'm super excited about this. I really, really am. Taking the basis of what we do as DJs and bringing it into 2022 in a very simple format, very accessible, with a lot of just boundless, availability to do things better is so exciting. So what I'd love to do now, DJ.
Hey, Jay, just one last thing. I did forget a few things that I wanted to mention.
Oh,
there is silent cue on it. Yeah, there's silent cue on it. There's smooth echo, just like the DJM S11. I know this comes up as a question a lot. There is sampler effects, and there is mic echo and split cue. So I wanted to get those things out of the way because I know some people will ask those. So
yeah, split cue is huge. Now with silent cue, I think a lot of people, when I try to explain it to people, they sort of understand it. Give me the best explanation of what is silent cue.
Silent cue basically, well, if you're playing with DVS and turntables, it made more sense because there's a wind-up time when you press start and play, and you can't just do a hard play. So when you do a silent cue, you can basically be playing, and if you look on my Serato screen, it's mute. And when you turn it up on the channel fader, nothing's there. But when you hit the hot cue, the music starts right away. So if you're silent, you don't hear anything, but when you click the hot cue, it plays without the wind-up time, and that's the advantage of using silent cue.
Awesome. I would love to get a turntable, and I've got some friends who are turntablists and only turntablists. They've messed with CDJs, they've tried a controller, but they're turntablists to the core. I can't wait to get this in front of them to see if something like that is going to be a selling point where they go, wow, okay, so this is totally a game changer for me as well.
For sure. Yep.
Okay, I think this, like I said earlier, I think this will be the big segment of the show. Let's get Pulse back here. Let's get you on screen, me on screen. This is probably the part where I don't say much, believe it or not.
This is definitely the party time. I've been gathering comments and questions from from Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm sorry, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not there collecting, giving feedback, but I am getting the comments that come in through our restream. So we are seeing you guys, even if I'm not there answering stuff directly. We've got lots of questions. There's a couple that are related, so I'm going to try and stitch them together and make sure we don't miss anybody here. But one of the top questions that came in, and there's actually a comment that was asking about the jog. It's not capacitive. No, it is a pressure sensitive jog like the 3000 CDJ style. PJ, there's also questions about the slip mats, which are donut shaped, and it comes with two. Is that correct?
That's correct. And
so you can stack them together.
You can stack them together, or you can like just leave just one for a little bit more friction.
Somebody was asking about a felt version. I don't know that that's got the thickness or that there is space under there.
There isn't a felt version, but if you have an extra slip mat, you could just trace it, cut it out, and you could throw it in there, which I've seen people already do.
Time there'll be somebody that's making slip mats now that will offer a slip mat for the DDJ Rev7. Give it about a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like cases and bags and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is there a physical crossfader curve adjustment knob?
Yes, there is. There is
DJ Tech Online.
Yep, there is a feeling adjust. There is crossfader curve for both the Magvel and the channel faders, and there's reverse switches. They're all in the front, so let me see. They're all in the... I won't be able to put it on camera, but it's basically where the crossfader is. So
pull up the product page. It's on list one of the photos there. I know there's lots of questions about stuff like that, specifically because performance DJs want to have direct access to that, where in past some of that was nested away in the software setting. So it's great that we've got direct access to those things now.
By the way, in the front you can even reverse the channel faders. So if you wanted to reverse the channel faders, you can actually reverse those. Because one of my decks was set to reverse, and I couldn't figure out why I would play at 0, not at 10. So I'm just letting you know through my trial and availability.
You don't play to 11, Jay?
Sometimes. I did a Slayer set on it last night, but it's off the record. So
yeah.
Questions about Rekordbox. Lots coming in saying, will it be a Rekordbox compatible? Do you want to take that one, or you want me to?
You're the Rekordbox ninja, Pulse.
Today, no. Today it is a Serato DJ Pro controller that if something were to change down the road, we can't say yes or no to that. The best advice I would give you is to follow us at Pioneer DJ USA on all of our social media channels. And if that announcement were to come down the road, it would certainly be found there. But look at this as a Serato DJ Pro controller.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't ever guarantee anything in the future. If it doesn't launch with it, don't hold out on this product. If you're looking to get into the Rekordbox controller and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to wait to see about this one, or I'm going to buy this in hopes that it'll eventually be Rekordbox compatible, don't go with that attitude, because Marquez Brownlee says never buy a product with the promise of an update or a feature that it doesn't have when you buy it.
Oh, going to Marquez, huh?
Yeah, everyone respects him. Nobody will respect me, but
shout out to MKBHD.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Price point on the Rev7.
It is $18.99 USD.
Yeah. Okay. So they were asking about pricing in Europe and availability. Unfortunately, I don't even know when it's going to be available in Canada. Hail from the Great White North. Don't know what our delivery dates are, but it's usually the same as US. Europe sometimes is a little bit different. I know that the interest in this in Europe is not as strong as North America, and that's simply the way the market goes. But check with your retailers for information there.
Yeah, I would just simply contact your local dealers that you traditionally do, work with for Pioneer DJ, and just see what they're telling you as far as when they'll get it, price points, things like that. This being a Pioneer DJ USA channel launching here in the US, we're really focused on that for the Pioneer DJ market. But of course, worldwide, you're going to have to sometimes go down those pathways to get to where you would normally go.
Terrell Brown on Facebook just asked, why is it the same price as an S11?
So you could buy a mixer.
You want me to take that?
Yeah.
Or you could, sure, you can take it.
Well, the clearest and easiest answer for that is the components in the S11 are just superior. It is a really high performance, high quality piece. Not to say that this is any less than that, but you can then take an inference as well that some of the research and development costs that went into the S11 have trickled down into this. So there's a lower cost to get to that level of product because the work's already been done. I know pricing on products can sometimes be confusing, and don't look at that as being that this is less than the other thing. They're completely separate. You got to look at them as their own islands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I keep going back to this, and when people look at this, you know, before pricing was even announced on this, and people would say to me like, "Oh, it's a $500 controller." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Oh, look at the buttons, toggles, bigger platters, battle style. I mean, for $259, this is an incredible value. And again,
I've just received word from the gods above that there are more modes of view, has a touch screen, and it is 4 decks as well. So I'm being fact checked as I'm as I'm here. But yes, those things all do apply. The S11 is a fantastic mixer and is phenomenal quality too. The build in that thing is it's bomb proof. So
it's S11 is standard as it should.
The channel faders, DJ Boomshot on Twitch says, are the input faders like the ones on the S11 or the S7? PJ. So I am not. That's something we'll have to get back to them on. What they feel like to me is like an S11. So.
What are you, Rain Man now?
But I don't have one next to me here. What's that, Jay?
I said, what are you, Rain Man? You're trying them? It was such a Rain Man.
He is.
Yeah.
I think other comparisons I saw in other reviews said they were equivalent to S11, and feel I haven't had my hands on one, so I can't say with any certainty. But it's
I can tell you the Crossfader feels S11 with the
it's
feel
the Magville Pro.
Yeah, it's a Magville Pro fader. So
yeah, the S11 feel of the Crossfader is going to be the same. Channel faders, I haven't side by side in them.
Okay,
I'm sure
I got it. It is definitely like an S11. So
are you getting messages from the god as well?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for looking out there.
We got the guy in the seat.
The professor. Yeah, he's sending us the messages.
Yep.
I've got some more. There's lots to continue to chew on here.
Yes.
I'm going to ignore the questions about the new products. We'll come back to those towards the end if we've still got some time. But will Pioneer be able to push out an update for the 1000 SRT display to include the waveforms or album artwork with the Record Rocks version of DJ 1000 and Rev7? Unfortunately not. That's a short answer. I'm not going to get into the weeds on that one because it's long and technical. I've got a couple of Rev1 questions for you, PJ. Will the hot cues still just be the 4 pads, or will it do all 8?
There are only the 4 pads, so it's going to be the first 4 pads of the 4 pad modes. I know it's hard to remember because there's 4 pad modes with 4 pads.
Now it's only
Rev7.
Yeah, the Rev1 is only 4 pads.
So you're
Rev1.
Rev1.
But Rev1 has 8 pads, but what was it?
But only 4 hot cues.
I'm going to count to 9. There we go. I can't count my fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all 8. You get 8 hot cues available with that because it's 8 pads. It is a new layout, new format there. And on Twitch, we also had DJ Q's is live. I'm sorry if I butchered that one. How mappable is the Rev1? I'll answer it if you guys don't.
Yeah, that's a Pulse question. Yeah,
very. Yeah, it's a MIDI controller. It does everything that you want to do. Now, keep in mind the Rev1 comes with Serato DJ Lite. The Rev7 comes with Pro. However, the Rev1 can be used with DJ Pro as well, and it just you would just need to go in and make that purchase for the upgrade. But it is fully mappable, and I expect that our friends over at Algorithm and Virtual DJ will have this thing up and running with their programs on day one. They're always really quick at it, and of course this hardware is very flexible, so I'd anticipate support for that quickly.
For sure. Yeah, and there usually is support, so we expect that to come pretty soon in a timely manner.
Someone asked,
Hey
will
guys,
Jay dye his beard?
Just to correct though, I'm only getting 4 hot cues. Maybe it's because it's DJ Lite. Maybe with the upgrade.
Light. Sorry, I will amend my answer. Yes, Lite is only 4 because that's all the software supports. But if you got it in Pro, yeah, you can go to 8. Just I didn't want to be.
Same goes for Scratch Bank.
Yes,
same goes for Scratch Bank and Serato Lite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's limitations by software sometimes, not by the hardware.
DJ Alex G1210 says, "Will Jay dye his beard?" I say no.
Maybe.
Looks very dignified. I got a little.
He's been dyeing it gray, actually.
Age. It's only 34, so it's giving me a little too much age.
Hold on, you're only 34, Jay. You gotta stop doing whatever you're doing. Whew.
That's true, probably. There's a place in Cyprus that I've heard does beard dyeing that I may look into. It's just I've got to get a passport updated and fly there. So if Alex G is in Cyprus, maybe he could help me out there.
If he's watching. Another question for the Rev1, if you will, PJ. Is Duck Echo available?
Okay, I saw that question. No, the thing is, Duck Echo is a hardware effect built into the Rev7. And what you have on the Rev1 is specifically the effects that are in Serato. And there's more effects you can get if you get Serato DJ Pro versus Serato DJ Lite. You have your standard effects in Serato DJ Lite, and then you have all the, you got Wolfpack, you got like just hundreds of effects with Serato DJ Pro that you can pull out. But you're limited to just the software effects with the Rev1.
Yeah, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to loop back to a couple of questions that I'm going to take because I know that I can give the answer to this, and Jay, you will know exactly what I'm going to say. Tony Alivato on Facebook asked, what about an SZ3? And on Twitch, DJ's Manzone and Strong asked, we need a new version of the XZ with the RX3 screen. So, Jay, I know you know the answer, so yes. Let's hear you say it.
Well, we're not allowed at this time, of course, to give any speculation as to gear within the realm of the future, but we are constantly and always working on upgrades for all of our equipment. Your best bet is at your DJ USA to follow us to see when we announce it. We can't say this is what we're going to do, but I will say if you go to our Pioneer DJ forums, we have a products, feature, and suggestions. You could certainly go in there and say, I'd love an XZ with spinning platters and the screen off of the RX3 and all these things. And we will then forward that to the engineers and they will look at it and say, oh, that's awesome. We should consider this. It's a communication. The reason that you see the Rev1 and Rev7 in front of you is because we've talked and listened to you throughout the years and heard you say, it'd be great if you did this. So having the availability of communication between you, the user, and us, the manufacturer, is the first step in having these things happen. But as of right now, we can't say, will there be an SZ3 or 4 or 5, an XZ with a 10-inch screen? We're just not at liberty to say those things are going to happen. The gear you need to use is the gear you need at the time that you can afford, that does the job you need, that you want.
Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, if you had asked us yesterday, anything new on the platter, we would have lied to your face and said, sorry, I can't tell you, I don't know.
There are people that
we're always
check out these photos I found online that this loudmouth DJ idiot guy put up. What do you think of this? Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
no, it's it's always, we're always working on the next thing. We're always taking feedback. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say, or the features that you're looking for. So definitely drop comments in and ask these questions, because this is how we get a sense of what the market needs and wants. And with this very positive feedback on these two units, we've got great things to look forward to in the future.
We're going to listen to you, the end user. And when I say end user, it's all of us as a community of DJs, because it's you collectively going out and doing a job. I have, a certain stature in that I get to wear the shirt and I'm here all the time. Pulse knows this. I've asked for a cup holder on a controller for like 10 years. I still haven't gotten it. So it's not like they're just
I think you needed that old Denon rack mount had cup holders.
That it did. I said, hey, can we get this? No.
Yeah.
No.
There's a couple more comments and questions coming in. Which one has better sound quality, the Rev7 or the 1000 SRT? I say if you're playing an MP3 through it, you will not be able to tell. Honestly, you know what? The Rev7 is probably going to have a higher quality sound card because it's newer. It's got some more improved chipsets. And I know our gods will correct us on this if we're wrong. But
no, the signal to noise ratio on it is really good because the power supply is really, really well shielded. So
yes, well, and it's external as well. So
it's an ESC chipset versus.
I've been checked. There we are. It's the best sound quality of any controller we make, and I will reserve my personal judgment for when I get my unit.
Right. I think it's an ECS or ESC chipset in
ESS.
the Rev7. ESS,
Yep.
and it does sound amazing. I haven't back-to-backed it, but that you have to look at things from perspective. Something that's 3 years old versus 1 year old, or 1 week old or 1 day old, the technology has changed. Things are traditionally moving forward in sound quality. But yeah, no, I think the Rev7 sounds amazing.
We got a couple of questions from James Camarino on YouTube. The first one is, how easy is it to remove the faceplate to change the faders or crossfader?
On the 7?
On the Rev7, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not doing it on the
I've never attempted it, so that's something we'll have to get back on.
Are there
so
screws? I haven't taken a close look to see if there's screws, but
I can't see.
Not on the top.
To be perfectly honest with you, James, it's the kind of thing that even if you could replace, we don't recommend doing that yourself, because they often require calibration to make sure that they're perfectly aligned with the software. So we'd say contact the service person if you need to have that done, but not something that should be necessary. Hopefully not anytime soon. All faders in all of our products are replaceable. It's just a matter of getting it done the right way, and some of these things are a little bit more complex than others. So. James also asked, there's no dedicated pitch range button. Can you still adjust the range in Serato or on the hardware? Can you give us a shot on that?
Whoops, sorry. There is range right up here.
Yeah.
There you go. Sometimes, you know what, it's a new product, unfamiliar, especially when things are turned sideways, you might have missed something. So I had, overlooked that, because I know that we have, products changing all the time to adapt to different features, and that could certainly be a thing.
I actually have something to say about that. It's not just tempo range and key lock and the sync. The Rev7 comes with a voucher for Serato Pitch and Time, which allows you to do key shifting and pitch play on it on top of that. So there's actually dedicated key shift buttons over here on top of being able to control your range. You have your reset, your key lock, and your sync. So.
Right. And one of the things I think you've done it, but I'm not sure, and it may answer part of that question, because there's no spindle, where a lot of DJs coming from a spindle table deck, you have a pitch bend on the bottom left side under the jog wheel. So if you're suddenly playing and you need to bend that, you've got plus and minus pitch bend buttons on the bottom left of the decks instead of the spindle. Because a couple of them said to me, well, the display's cool, but without a spindle, how am I touching it up? I mean, the sides may not work. Don't worry about it. We've included a pitch bend for that on the bottom left of the decks.
And what's cool without having a spindle, a lot of people are saying they're like, it's only 7 inches. I kind of want something larger. Without the spindle there, it actually helps it feel bigger. so it's not so cramped by having obstruction right in the middle. So,
right. Gotcha on that one, didn't it, Pete? Threw you under the didn't throw you under, but got you a little. You're like, wow, Jay knew something. Yeah, nice.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, Bill Marsh has actually commented on something I will point out. He's replying to something Terrell Brown mentioned about loyalty and discounts and pricing for manufacturers. All of our official retailers will have the same price. Don't go and spend more because you're going to get ahead of the line. Those shady practices ruin it for everyone. So please buy from an authorized dealer. You make sure that you get the warranty that way, and you're going to get treated right, and you're going to get the right price. So please don't buy from a third party or a gray market retailer.
Sure.
And I'm highly suggesting that we start a say and play, like some of the major casinos where you could go in and do surveys and all that. But we'll see how that goes.
We had a question asking about the official release dates. North America, we have February 20th, end of February.
And
I
right now, the
don't have it pulled up. So
that has been updated. It has not been given to me yet. I have late February is mine. This is late January. So, we're already into week 2 of January. So I would expect on the street for the Rev1 before the end of this month. And as far as the Rev7 being in store before the end of February, the time to obviously order these is this morning.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah.
You say in store, but we know what's going to happen. It's going to go straight off the truck into somebody's car as they go to pick it up, because they're going to be like, give me the thing.
Right. But that's catch-22 that we live in now. It's like they announce something new and you're like, oh, I want to get that. And you got to order it, because then everything that does come in and you see pallets of gear and you go, oh, they've got plenty of gear. No, that's already sold. And that's the thing with like the 1000 SRT, people are asking about it. I know for a fact I've seen it. I've had people call me with a photo going, hey, just got mine. I'm so stoked. Where? In New York or here or there, wherever. So things are coming out. You just have to be in that line, I'm afraid, that queue to get your hands on things.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, don't wait till they're in stock, because if it's available for pre-order it.
Yeah. If
like we said, I think it's going to be done. Yeah.
Yeah. If not, you're going to have to wait, because then you've got to get hands on and try it out and see what the reviews are and all that. And I understand that. And, everyone's got a process. Don't worry if you don't get it today, but plan on looking down the road, try it out at least if it's something you're interested in, because as a non-scratch DJ, it's amazing to use. So that coming from me means a lot, I think, because it's not my marketplace. So,
definitely.
Any other questions?
Well, there was one comment, and it was made a couple of times on a couple of different platforms about comparing to Rain. And I will say this: there's nothing wrong with the other guy. There's nothing wrong with any of our competitors, because even if they've put out a product which is great, and they often do, there's lots of great products from all of our competitors. That kind of product fuels innovation and competition and makes it better for you guys. We are all going to benefit from somebody producing a great product. So we hope that this one is shots fired on their bow, that we're not making a clone. I'm pretty sure this thing was already in development when that one was released. So it wasn't like, hey, we got to play reactionary. This is now something that is going to improve the industry for all of us. So I'll take this badge off and tell you the same answer, because I think we're all going to win with great products in the market.
I want to add to that I don't see any need to make comparisons to weather conditions and ecological things. I mean, when someone says, how is this compared to rain? I don't know. How is it compared to snow? Like, we need to focus on it's a hardware device. I don't even know where your answer came from.
I'll go outside and we'll go compare it to snow.
Yeah. Was this an eco thing? No. You know what? We all work together. We all want you as the DJ to benefit. And, it is what it is. We're all in the same game. I mean, we all know each other. It's a lot of kumbaya. It's a lot of,
that's true.
Let's just make the industry better. Let's manufacturers. Let's lead by example. Let's be 100%. Professional. Let's give the customer the best we can. That's all we're here for. and happy hour and Atlantic City once in a while and hanging out with Pulse at NAMM. And there's a long list, but I'm saying in general, it comes down to making the best possible gear and giving you answers for it and letting you know that we're here to support you because we are DJs who love what we do and we want you to have that same passion.
And
So
I wanted to just,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to say that if you want to know more about the gear, we do a lot of lessons and tutorials now. If you follow us on our social media channels like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we're going to be coming out with how to use a lot of our gear, including the Rev7. So be sure to follow us there. So
yeah, and and as PJ will tell you, they're all at Pioneer DJ USA. I've seen a couple of your tutorials, yep. PJ. You could work on it. I mean, but they're good, you know, but in general, you know, no, they're excellent. And it's a great way to learn as you go forward. Just wanted to catch you off guard there, my friend. So that's it for the questions. I think
before we sign off there, Jay, there's just, I'll reiterate this because I know a couple of Facebook users came in and asked the question that we've already answered. Rekordbox compatibility. Sorry, that's not happening at this time. If it happens in future, it's a benefit, a bonus, a plus, but we cannot guarantee it. This is a Serato. These are Serato controllers. So if you're looking to buy one, buy them because of that, not for the potential use of Rekordbox later.
Yeah, that's not on the table at this time. And at this time means don't consider an option. If it is, it's a benefit, as Paul says. Well, I've got to thank both of you. This has been an amazing show. I knew this was going to be a well-received show because these two pieces of gear are just incredible. I still can't get over this is a $259 item that just crushes, that you could, you know, practice with, back up a Rev7, back up turntables, do whatever you wanted with. This is the DDJ Rev1. DDJ Rev7, first time Pioneers made motorized platters, and they are incredible. You really have an S7 mixer in the middle with two motorized decks. That will be available at $18.99 late February. This is available late January, and again, $259. So you want to go to pioneerdj.com, find my store, find your dealers, find stores where you can pick these things up and pre-order and get into that queue. At Pioneer DJ USA for all of our social media channels. We can't wait to see you on our next happy hour. When and what that will be, I'm not sure yet. I hope we get one in before the end of the month, but I know we've got stuff going on in February. So we wish you all well. Hope you stay safe. Thank you, everyone at Pioneer DJ, for the opportunity to host this show. I really do appreciate it. To my producer, JP, to every one of you watching, thank you so much. Stay safe, stay well. Peace. We're out.